And this is so funny because, as he's about to say, I assume, she back in the day called out someone for stealing her content. Maybe she just decided to give up. She was like, well, everyone already hates me. I'm just going to start stealing content. I don't know what her justification was mentally for that. You know, based on her previous responses, she seems to be somewhat unstable. Maybe she's not all there, but jeez, bro. What an unfortunate turn of events, you know? We're freaking back in action. So there's a drama that I haven't been tapped in on, all right, with a TikToker, and her name is OnlyJayus. Now, she's very infamous. She's very, very infamous for being a content thief. But I believe previously there was some kind of situation where she was unjustly hated on, and then she ended up, unfortunately, giving people a real reason to hate her. No hands washed? True. What am I, gay? And I'm wanting to tap into this and understand what's going on. So we've got a first video here from SunnyV2 titled, How OnlyJayus Became TikTok's Most Hated Creator. So I'm very curious what's going on here with part one. But the follow-up, from what I understand, is where things get truly dark.
Disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of myself for using racist rhetoric, and I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the Black community, because only you guys can forgive me for this.
One of the worst.
Oh no, bro. Or I already hate her. I already hate her. She was base and she walked it back, bro. No. Don't apologize, Jayus. Don't apologize.
I've ever seen. She definitely took notes from the other crappy ones, is how a YouTube comment described OnlyJayus' public apology following just one of her numerous different TikTok controversies.
What is going on with you white saviors that keep trying to defend Jayus for saying N-word lover, bro? You must say it too.
She said N-word lover. Whoa. Wait, on TikTok? I thought you got banned on TikTok for saying anything even close to that, like right away. When we do TikToks, if you even have the word in a TikTok, a lot of the time TikTok will just get like removed or deboosted completely, or you got no ads on it. Like on TikTok, you can't even show guns. We were trying to clip the like Brandon Herrera and Donut Operator video we did from Demolition Ranch, instantly taken down. TikTok is like censorship hell.
This is what makes OnlyJayus' story unique. Despite having incredibly uncontroversial content,
If you're at a house party and you got a drink in your hand, don't hold it up here by your chest. Try to hold it more down towards your hip. This will make you seem more open and confident, and people will be more willing to come up and talk to you.
I hate whatever that is. That's uncontroversial. That's worse. That's worse than the N-word lover comment. That's infinitely worse. That is cringe. If you want a tip about how to be cool at house parties, make sure you only eat 2 pieces of pizza. Because if you eat 3, the girls might think that you're a fat ass. But if you eat 2, they'll think that you like to eat like everyone else, but you're kind of a reserved guy deep down. Shut up. Dude, I hate TikTok. I hate TikTok normies. I hate this.
she's found herself in a big scandal on the political TikTok battlefield every couple of months for the last 3 years.
At this point, people of color should not be following OnlyJayus.
Why is OnlyJayus more prone to getting involved in these types of controversies? Is it something to do with how she responds to those critical of her?
I barely text my family back, and I just had to move apartments because my address got leaked, and you're gonna throw a fit because I didn't make you my priority?
Just like mental breakdowns. You got to just get offline, man. If your address gets leaked, just don't talk about it. You're only going to draw more attention to it. You have to know, like, people have to, how do content creators not realize this? If your address gets leaked, just shut the up about it. If bad stuff happens to you, move. It sucks. That's an unfortunate reality that happens to a lot of, content creators, but don't talk to about it. You're only drawing more attention. Just shut up. Just shut up, bro.
After a petition to ban OnlyJayus from TikTok garnered over
400,000? What did she do that's that bad? What did she do that's that bad, bro? 400,000 people? Is this a Reddit petition? What is this? She's been caught and called up multiple times for mistreating disabled creators and creators of color. Dude, she said, is that what she said? What did she do?
100,000 signatures, it'd be safe to say that she's a contender for the platform's most hated creator. And while such a title seems unfair without any further information or knowledge, as we go through explaining how—
Listen, I kind of get the hatred just intrinsically because her mannerisms are so fake and weird. Like the way she talks, like the Filipino swag, don't like that. She stole content, it was too base.
This hatred came to be, the reason for this title will become blatantly obvious, and it all began with a tweet made by OnlyJayus on the 9th of April 2000.
What is a petition for? People like to collaborate on petitions. They like to get these petitions signed, not because it actually gets anything done, because no petition has ever gotten someone banned from a platform before. If it has happened, that's extremely rare. It's because they feel like they're doing something. They feel like they're doing some social good by signing some kind of petition, by taking part in that kind of thing. They think it makes them like a cool, good person. It's performative activism at its finest.
2020, just 12 months after she began posting videos to the website. I constantly feel like nobody actually likes me, so when I see thousands of hate comments saying, yeah, I never liked OnlyJayus, she's so annoying, Jayus seems like a horrible person, that pushed me to the edge.
Just like with Parlo, like even acknowledging these kind of comments is only going to embolden them. You need to just ignore it. If there's people that support you, just give in to that. Acknowledge that. If there's people that don't, just ignore it. Unless you've done something clearly like just horrible that you need to apologize for, you actually feel bad for, just ignore it, right? Because you're not going to benefit yourself. You're just going to encourage people to make more of those kind of comments.
The harsh and possibly even backwards reality of life is that those who acknowledge and complain about hate only end up receiving more hate. In the beginning, OnlyJayus likely received a pretty standard amount of negative feedback, owing to maybe a slightly annoying delivery as she mentioned in her tweet. The problem that OnlyJayus had was that she really struggled to ignore criticism, and always seemed to give way too much attention to any situation in which there was some kind of negative sentiment against.
Yeah, doing this kind of stuff is like, it's just putting blood in the water. Sharks instantly smell it. You have a Finding Nemo moment where it's like, here's Brucey! Like, it's literally that. That's exactly what happens every single time. Tom, where can I find a femcel GF that likes Legos? I don't know. Special Needs Center.
Against her name. It's going to be a running theme throughout this whole video, but it started with her simple inability to ignore basic negative comments, such as, yeah, I never liked OnlyJayus, which is a pretty tame comment, giving her a foundational reputation as someone who would crack if you simply applied enough pressure. 3 months later, this reputation as a creator who would respond to negative criticism would continue after OnlyJayus discovered that another creator by the name of the Jonathan Moss had been copying some of her videos word for word.
Did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on who you are as a person and the things that could possibly happen to you?
Yo, did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on you and the things that can happen to you in your life?
People born in March are way more likely to have asthma, and I can actually speak to this one because my little sister, the only one born in March, has asthma.
People born in March are actually more likely to have asthma, and I can speak.
If you're going to steal content, why are you stealing it on TikTok? These people don't make a ton of money, right? Maybe they make some, but only if you're like at the top of it. And like, such a weird thing to steal too. Such a weird kind of content to steal. Like, it's not hard to make. It's not hard to come up with some silly joke like this. Just go on some joke website like Reddit and copy it from there. Like, you're on the same platform. People are clearly going to realize it. People have to realize when you plagiarize content blatantly, like when you intentionally do it like this, you have to realize that people are going to figure it out, right? Like, does she think that not one person who's seen her videos have seen this guy's videos? Like, it's so clear.
Speak to that because my cousin, the only person born in March, has asthma.
OnlyJayus would respond to the copied videos in a tweet reading, TikTok creators should be called out when they copy other
she got copied.
TikTok creators' videos word for word, alongside a video calling out the Jonathan Moss directly. Jonathan responded by stating that he'd simply found the information on Google.
Oh, I was right. He found it on Google. They found it on Reddit. Okay, so they probably found it from the same source. Although the phrasing and the delivery is exactly the same. You got to think.
And as a result, OnlyJayus was berated and mocked by her audience, with them stating that she was in the wrong for copying the information from Google. This information is from a website. Why are you
But he copied it too.
Copying a copier? Copied from Google, then complains when others do the same. Which Business Insider article is this from? There was clearly a bit of an injustice being done here. To state that her information was invalid because it was found on Google has got to be one of the dumbest arguments ever made. What did they expect her to do? Find some old 1850s foundational manuscript covered in dust at the National Library and take her facts from there? Jonathan Moss had clearly copied her videos word for word after OnlyJayus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was on Google. Maybe they found it from the same source. Maybe he saw the same source. But like, his delivery is exactly the exact same. I think he's just more likable than her. And this is what I was talking about, the likability thing earlier with like the whole Logan Paul stuff and like the Lunchley thing. I feel like the Lunchley controversy is ultimately not that big of a deal, but it becomes a bigger deal because of who's behind it, right? The people who are profiting off of it. If you're a likable person on YouTube, you get away with way more shit. You get away with so much. Being a likable person with a fan base that likes you will insulate you from so many problems on YouTube.
OnlyJayus had posted them originally, meaning there was no doubt about who copied who. However, OnlyJayus was still painted as being in the wrong for one simple reason. They knew they could get a reaction out of her if they simply applied enough pressure, which they eventually would. After receiving hundreds of negative comments on her response, OnlyJayus...
These TikTok creators just pull their phone out and record. They aren't creative people at all. I mean, some of them are. What do you mean they just pull their phone out and record? Some of them are creative people. There are TikToks that are probably good. The majority of it is probably slop, but to say that like all TikToks are just bad is just not true, you know? Also, they just pull out their phone and record. That's essentially what I do. You know, I turn on my camera and record. That's not the most creative thing in the world. I'm not like the god of content. Are you on the Peeling Flesh Singwasugabog vibe? I've heard a few of their songs. They're all right. It's not really my thing exactly, but some of it's cool.
would take to Reddit, stating, he said that he found it on Google, which I mean, he did, but only after watching my video. I'm now getting a huge amount of hate, people saying I'm lying. I copied Google too, I'm problematic, I should be cancelled, etc. I have a hard time dealing with the negativity. I still don't know what to do. I don't think I've done anything wrong. Maybe you do, but honestly, I don't see it.
Just the slop
Now, you probably
Olympics.
wouldn't go so far as to say that OnlyJayus was playing the victim, but she was once again complaining about the circumstances that she had found herself in. And to reiterate the point from earlier, complaining about hate doesn't make it go away, but rather amplifies it, as the audience will look for increasingly petty things to berate you for.
Exactly. If you're going to respond, leave your one response, just deal with the fallout and then move on. Constantly explaining yourself and justifying it and dragging it on, like what KSI has been doing, is so annoying. It's so annoying. People just find it whiny. Like, I thought KSI's rebuttal to Dan TDM was actually quite good. His initial rebuttal was actually good. The problem is that he then proceeds to have like a 14-day long, like every single day, that's all he's tweeting about. He's promoting his song with it. He makes a video where he fake laughs at all the controversy and just like endlessly tries to talk about it. Like, you just make yourself look like a fake annoying fucker. The British seem to not be base and are goon-pilled. The British are a dark place to be.
With this in mind, it's barely
You don't wanna be
surprising to
British.
find out that approximately 6 months later, an old message would be dug up in which OnlyJayus had said the N-word, taking center stage as her brand new colossal-sized controversy.
I love you no matter your sex, your gender, your sexuality, your faith, or your race.
Because that didn't age well.
Oh, so she was morally posturing. She was being annoying, and then they found the old DM, I guess.
'Cause
Well,
this
how old was the DM? I guess she could have changed, quote unquote, you know?
At the bottom, calling someone the hard ER, a word used to oppress black people. That's why I don't trust people with savior complexes, bro. I feel like it's always a second agenda behind what you do. If
You know what? I'll agree with him. A lot of the people who are the most vocal for social justice are oftentimes the people who have, you know, done the worst stuff behind the scenes. Not that I care about what she said on Instagram DMs like 5 years ago, but you know, a lot of the people who are the most like indignant about this kind of shit, especially white people, they tend to be the most annoying, you know, behind the scenes. They tend to be fake freakers.
you say it's 2 to 3 years old, you were 20 years old when you said it. The other day, Addison was canceled for old BLM tweets from 2016. Let's see if everyone keeps the same energy. You're a role model to 10 million people, bro. I hope things get better,
She should just ignore it.
and I hope you educate.
There were a couple of comments in support of OnlyJayus, however, as a whole, and understandably, the response was mostly negative. All these white people saying, it happened 4 years ago. Literally, it doesn't matter. She did it and needs to take responsibility.
She should take responsibility for a comment she made in Instagram DMs privately. Really? She needs to take responsibility. She didn't say it to you. Like, it in this context, it is literally just a word she said privately. If she's not saying it, like, who cares? You know? I think a lot of the problem is she accumulated this audience of idiots who care about this shit, and she morally postured about it. In the warehouse, straight up forking it and buy it. I mean, pallets based.
The hard ER, she's done. And at OnlyJayus, you got caught in 4K.
Thank you, Jonathan Johnson, for your riveting
The
comment.
best way that Jayus could have responded to this expose would have either been no response at all, or
What is in her car? She has like a constellation wrap on the inside. That's the worst thing she's done. That is foul. That is disgusting.
a short, cool, calm, collected, unemotional post or video. Alternatively,
What a silly girl thing to do.
she could have thrown a real curveball and simply said, I'm not sorry, which would have actually been
It would have been funny.
respectable, as it's 100 times harder than simply getting in front of the camera and blurting out some pre-written stupid script with the goal of suppressing the criticism in the short.
Sunny V2 is based. This is what you guys don't realize. He's based, okay? Sunny V2, he's goated, all right? You got to understand. Sunny V2, he never responds.
Term. However, with a track record like OnlyJayus, obviously she did none of these, and rather posted a long, emotionally charged, scripted, generic social media apology, which felt as though it was designed to trick the audience into coming away with a specific feeling, as is
I hate these, man.
usually the case with these types of public apologies.
And there is no excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said.
Well, there is. I mean, it was 4 years ago. You were a lot younger. You could say you've changed. It was in private versus public. Like, I think there's a lot of justifications. Or you can just say it's really funny.
And you guys deserve better. And when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be.
So she's saying she used to actually be racist?
Another YouTuber slash TikToker by the name of Papa Gut, who spoke to Jayus on the phone prior to the apology, thought that the intentions were sincere and that the apology was simply delivered poorly.
I actually had a conversation, a private phone call conversation with Jayus about this situation. She seemed pretty sincere about how sorry
It probably was a sincere apology, but you can't be deluded into thinking that the people who are demanding this kind of apology are ever going to forgive you. Like, her making that apology is never going to be enough for people, you know? It's never going to be enough. In the modern day, if you apologize for being edgy, It's not going to work. You're just going to be held to an impossibly higher and higher standard. So I think you just shouldn't even try. I think it. Who gives a shit? Just ignore it or say based moment, red pilled, and move on.
Sorry she was. Again, like I said, I thought she was being genuine. What she produced was rough. It was less than stellar.
Others such as Freak the Gemini were less optimistic.
You literally hit us with a Playboy Cardi album. All that suspense just for it to be trash. The worst insult you could tell somebody.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I find her apology kind of insufferable, but I'll trust Papa Gut's word because I think he's generally an honest dude from what I've seen. It probably was a genuine apology, but it'll never be enough. It'll never be enough. Like, she apologized. She said she's not like that anymore. She said she didn't even believe that she said that stuff. She said she wants to improve, and it's not enough. It's like, oh, it's a fake apology. It's like, well, what the f do you want? Should she be on her hands and knees for it? Like, how is she supposed to prove it to you people? It's never enough.
Somebody was liking black people. Wow.
With the scandal being shared across every platform imaginable, OnlyJayus would also lose all of her sponsors, as well as a Netflix podcast she'd been hosting by the name.
See, acknowledging it just made it worse. Just shut the f up. This is what they try to take from you, man. They take your money next.
Of know-it-all. At Tinder, this is what you're looking at. Is that
yeah, see this shit? It'll never be enough. It'll never be enough for them. They demand financial repercussions for DMs that you sent on Instagram 4 years ago. It's like insanity. Like this is so vindictive. This is like cancel culture in practice.
Saying she has a Netflix podcast. Everyone needs to tag at Netflix.
These people are so foul, man.
Netflix has cut ties with Jayus. Big dubs.
Big dubs. See? They're taking pleasure in getting people's income taken away for a DM they sent years ago that they apologized for. It's like sickening the way that these people work, man. These like TikTok losers.
OnlyJayus was clearly feeling the pressure and understandably wanted to make things right with her audience. So she'd end the apology by stating that she...
The online apology in modern cancel culture is a modern Mao struggle session in Redguard. I don't know a lot about the Mao struggle.
Wanted to
share my platform with some amazing black creators who are going to tell their story to try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language.
The trauma that happens when you use that language privately in a DM from 4 years ago? What trauma? What trauma did anyone experience from that?
Which would eventually result in her and another African-American content creator by the name of Aunt Karen agreeing to collaborate on OnlyJayus' channel. In addition to this, 2 weeks after the apology, OnlyJayus would go to the effort of posting a video talking about how she had read a book on anti-racism.
I read a book.
The first book that I decided to pick up was How to Be Anti-Racist by Dr. Ibram Kendi, and this will push readers that think that they're not racist into being something better.
To her credit, she did acknowledge that it was a grift in the title, stating, "I know it might come off as performative, talking about this at the end of Black History Month, but I'm trying to just educate myself."
Well, she didn't acknowledge it was a grift. She acknowledged it may come across as a grift, but you shouldn't need to read a book to know that racism is bad. Once again, like the kind of responses she gives to appeal to these people is so not bad. She just wants to be in like good social standing. You said some horrible things. You need to apologize. I've said some horrible things and I apologize. Wow. Holy hell. How dare you say such a cookie cutter thing? Disgusting. Yeah, literally. This is how these idiots work.
And use my platform for good. However, her audience wasn't buying any of the lies. I bet after this video she just tossed the book like it's nothing. That seems like an amazing book for you, but I think you missed some pages.
It'll never be enough. It'll never ever be enough for them. You say something once 4 years ago, you're done. You're toast. It's over. Netflix sponsorship, gone. Tinder sponsorship, gone. Any financial opportunities you have, were taken away. This is how these people work. TikTok seems like such a foul place to exist among other creators in this ecosystem. They're so vindictive.
Maybe you missed a few chapters, read it again. But hey, at least she was still in the process of sharing her platform with some other black content creators as she promised, right? Well, no.
So this message is for you, OnlyJayus, after your whole N-word debacle. Said you want to collaborate with me. We email, and suddenly you've dropped off the face of the earth. Are black people just tokens for you to use when you're ready to...
You see this? Like the victimization, the self-victimization. She didn't respond to an email, so clearly she is racist. You can never appeal to the Twitter and TikTok social activists. You can never do enough to them. They will call you racist for anything. If you don't respond to a email, you're racist. They'll pull that card on anything that they can.
Play. If you were really, truly sorry about what you said, you would not have lied and said you were going to do something you clearly aren't trying to do.
Maybe she just missed your email. Maybe she got busy. Maybe she had something else to deal with at the time. Like, it's so insane. I think instead of apologizing, we should have American History X moments go to the other extreme. Okay, that's funny, I guess. But no, you should just ignore it. You should just ignore it. Just shut the f up. Just move on. People will forget. If you give them a reason to not forget, they'll go endless. Like look at this. She apologizes. She buys and reads a book about how to not be racist anymore. And then she doesn't respond to an email, so they call her racist again. She's like getting bullied. Like they just want her to submit. They want her down on the floor like a dog.
The TikTok essentially outlined that after agreeing to collaborate, OnlyJayus would ghost this creator by the name of Aunt Karen once everyone had forgotten about the drama. Now, to OnlyJayus' credit, Aunt Karen's callout was even more pathetic than Jayus' original apology, because setting up a collaboration with another creator can be incredibly difficult. There's always problems relating to difference in content style, difference in schedule, difference in time zones, the problem of coming up with a video idea that will be a hit with both audiences, what part of the script do I allocate to the other person, etc, etc. Yet, Aunt Karen's argument in the callout was, because OnlyJayus ghosted me, she's therefore a racist.
Why not just be racist? Just say you're racist.
Now, maybe there was some
True.
racism involved in the decision. Who knows?
In the warehouse, straight up forking it, and by forking it, let's just say I mean my pallets. Gadagadi, gadagada-oh. Can you just break that out in the Amazon warehouse? Can you just tell your boss gadagadi and see how he responds? Let me know how that goes.
But it's still a lazy, low-hanging fruit argument designed to create drama out of the highly likely reality, being that collaborations are just incredibly difficult to set up successfully. In addition to this, a feature on OnlyJayus' page with over 10 million followers is going to cost a brand probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, and despite OnlyJayus offering one of these spots to Aunt Karen for free, Aunt Karen still seemed to narcissistically think that she was the one providing OnlyJayus with the opportunity.
I really gave you an opportunity. I really said, you know what, Aunt Karen? Let's see what she has to say. Let's see how we can mutually help each other.
She's so entitled. She's so entitled to this person's attention. It is disgusting. Once again, it's never enough. It's never enough. You can never please the Twitter mob. In real life, this is not how people think or act. This is like a uniquely opportunistic online narcissism thing.
Karen's callout was entitled and poorly thought out, but not invalid for one simple reason. OnlyJayus made a promise. There are obviously exceptions, but most of the time, if you say you're going to do something publicly, you have to follow through with it or people are going to notice. Jayus would initially discuss.
Yeah, but even something like this, that's it's such a nothing burger. Like, she said she would do a collab and then didn't. The problem from both perspectives is twofold. It's firstly, these people are so entitled, but secondly, she's allowing them to just run a train on her over and over and over again. You know, you got to realize you cannot please the mob. They will not put their pitchforks down. And if she did do this collab, they would find something else. They would find some other reason. If she didn't respond to her email in the future, she would say she's being racist by not talking to her anymore. She doesn't like her because she's black. Oh, as base from saying something years ago, just move the on. How they expect people to be better when they constantly want to hold shit over somebody's head. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the thing. They don't expect people to be better. They don't actually want that. They don't give a about improving your life. Okay? If in their world you would be a better person if you stopped saying it, they wouldn't have even cared in the first place because she said it years ago. They would have been like, well, as long as she doesn't do it again, I don't care. But no, it's a clout demon thing. They want to ruin people's lives for this stuff. They love it. They revel in it.
The ghosting in an Instagram voice message.
So I am sorry for basically ghosting you. I didn't mean to do that. I just have a very chaotic schedule and ADHD on top of that, so I genuinely just forgot.
A perfectly reasonable explanation. I have a chaotic schedule. I'm a disorganized person. I have ADHD. Sometimes I forget. I'm sorry. It's not enough. Even after this woman lied about her and said she was racist for not responding to her DM, OnlyJayus apologized, and then she posted the DM explanation and the apology as if it was insincere. These people don't give a They want to ruin your life. This is a hellhole.
It wasn't me trying to ignore you. You could have just hit me up again, but instead you decided to go public and try to add public pressure onto me, and that's not cool. So I don't want to collaborate.
Which will once again receive a response from Aunt Karen, explaining that she had emailed OnlyJayus multiple times with no reply.
You're gonna put it on me in your voicemail?
So because you emailed multiple times and she didn't respond, that gives you a right to try to publicly expose her for being a racist when she seemingly is not? What is wrong with you? Once again, it's just drama farming. They don't give a
You said I should have emailed you again? April 4th, I emailed you. How many times do you...
So could the explanation not just be that maybe she didn't see those other emails? Is this the biggest deal in the world? I think the most important news is that it's tarantula mating season and pet shops are kidnapping female tarantulas all across the central U.S. They're saving way too many spiders by doing this. Maybe they are, but I hate spiders, so I think they should be exterminated.
Expect me to
Aunt
message
Karen.
you, waiting on you to continuously ghost me.
Now, OnlyJayus probably could have left it at that.
Like, it's like a jilted ex-girlfriend. It's like, you ghosted me. You ghosted me. I'm going public. Shut up.
And the drama would have been over within 4 weeks. However, as Papa Gut said most accurately,
For whatever reason, JS doesn't know how to just stop. Like when somebody criticizes JS responds, and that's the worst thing.
and in classic OnlyJayus fashion, she'd post another emotionally charged response to the drama.
I think people like JS, they hate the idea that they're being misrepresented. They hate the idea that the narrative isn't fully in their control, and they just want to wrangle it, right? They just want to wrangle it. But you have to realize on the internet, people are just going to say crazy shit about you, and they're going to make assumptions, and they're going to lie about you. And sometimes the only thing you can do to that, to stamp out those losers, is to just shut up, right? You're just adding fuel to the fire by giving them any kind of emotional response. They're just going to mock you over and over.
Today's episode of What Are People Mad at Me For Now? Not checking my emails in a timely manner. I wish I was joking. I forgot to respond to an email from this creator that wanted to collab with me, and you know, instead of just like hitting me up again, they made 7 videos about it. Can you please leave me the f alone? I have a diagnosed neurological disorder that makes me forget things and procrastinate due to
I'm disabled. Please apologize.
time blindness. I forget to eat for days. I procrastinate sleep.
We mentioned earlier that the more attention OnlyJayus gave to each of these scandals, the more she'd be held accountable for increasingly petty incidents. Well, after this explosive response, the things that her audience would call her out on were taken to the absolute extreme. For example, she would post this video.
You can get your letters delivered for free without any postage if you just put where you want it to go on the return address instead of where it's actually supposed to be.
Which would get the post office activists involved with comments such as, yes, please encourage people to do activities that cause
The post office activists. Once again, they'll whine about anything. They'll whine about anything. Obviously, if you come away from that video thinking you can actually just do that and f up the return address, obviously that's not going to work. But these idiots think that it's irresponsible to use your platform that way because it's TikTok. People can believe anything in these autistic echo chambers. This sucks. I hate all of them.
already failing post office to lose more money. Or when she posts this video saying nothing more than what degree she did.
So I got my college degrees in math and computer science, which means that I was never really good at writing.
To receive comments such as, I thought you would have majored in saying slur sciences. However, it eventually got to the point where
she said it once, you majored in it.
OnlyJayus couldn't even make jokes anymore without being cancelled. Seriously. On the 23rd of May 2021, OnlyJayus would post the following video.
If a service dog ever approaches you but they're alone, that means that their owner's in trouble and they probably can't move, so you should follow him, because you'll get a free wallet.
It was clearly a light-hearted joke, summed up in comments such as, she probably said the wallet thing to lighten the mood of something bad. Obviously she wouldn't take a wallet and probably knew that most people would. Bro, do people get this as a joke? Y'all are so sensitive. However, the rest of her audience simply saw yet another opportunity.
Why is this video still up? K-pop profile picture. Dude. These 10-year-olds on TikTok are insufferable. Stop letting them run your life. Anti-Gooning is now my mission. Based. Thank you for spreading the word, brother.
Opportunity to put OnlyJayus through another period of hardship. Can't believe this is still up. It's obvious that it's a joke, but some people may still do it. It could start a trend. What you post on the internet reaches so many.
This is so, bro. It's not your responsibility what these idiots do. If you post a joke and it's clearly a joke, it is not your fault if some idiot takes that and runs with it. This is so stupid. I mean, that would mean you can't say anything. That would mean you can't make a joke about anything. You literally cannot say anything online to these losers, dude. I hate them. TikTok is a cesspit. I take back what I said. Every person that uses this website is a terrible human being who needs to be excised from the populace.
People. And some of those people may be inconsiderate or apathetic towards others and do something
Yeah, but they're going to do that anyway. How is that her fault? It's not her fault that they're apathetic or inconsiderate.
wrong as a joke that highly affects another person. Take some YouTube and TikTok prank channels for example.
When is it going to be enough to say OnlyJayus is not a good creator, should
You're 50. Go take care of your grandkids.
not be followed, and should not be listened to? My child, they are a service dog user. This is not a kind of joke you want to be putting out there.
It's a joke. This is not the kind of joke you want to be putting out there. You never know how people will respond. It's a joke. Shut up. You're 50. Get off TikTok and take care of your kids. Get on Ozempic. Stop.
It's not funny to anybody who uses
It is hilarious. It is actually funny. I thought the joke had me rolling on the floor laughing. It's just not funny. That's not a laughing matter. Okay, fun police. Okay, take care of your kids. Okay, take care of your children.
a service dog.
With all this in mind, the petition with over 400,000 signatures to have OnlyJayus banned is barely a surprise. She dug herself into a hole by displaying an inability to switch off from the audience after being involved in scandal after scandal after scandal. Sometimes criticism from the audience is genuine and can be spotted easily because it's worded in a constructive way, but a lot of the time, without them even realizing it, people write mean or critical things just to see if you're the type of person to crack, respond, or apologize, as has been the case throughout OnlyJayus' entire TikTok career. She's been tested over and over and over, yet has been unable to switch off and let things go whenever she's been put under pressure. As an end result, there's not only a loss of respect, but also a never-ending freight train of negativity and hatred.
This is the thing. Like, imagine if when the Sunny V2 controversy happened, which, like, I honestly don't think that Sunny's video about Mr. Beast and Chris Tyson was that bad. He wasn't being transphobic. He was just making the case that, like, clearly for some people who are, you know, anti-trans, Mr. Beast being the most popular creator in the world, having Chris Tyson in the videos could pose some kind of, like, likability or brand risk, right? Like, there are some people who are going to be, like, you know, put off by that. And he just read comments to show that, right? It wasn't even that bad. People said it was an invasion of privacy, despite the fact that everything he talked about was publicly available information. They said he was being transphobic, despite the fact he was just reading some comments where people said some stuff, right? If he had responded to that, he would have made it 10 times worse, because no apology ever would have worked for those people, because they're being disingenuous in the first place. He just didn't respond. That's what you do with these kind of situations. When the criticism's retarded, just don't respond. It's not worth it. But there is now an update on OnlyJayus, okay?
OnlyJayus might
Apparently, she has been caught stealing content. Apparently, she is now a major hypocrite for her first call out, which obviously is not going to look good. So I'm curious to watch this.
OnlyJayus might officially be the world's worst content thief.
This is OnlyJayus. She's built a career stealing other people's content. Here's her stealing from me last week.
She's being exposed in full compilations of her copying videos word for word, and is now frantically creating fake Reddit posts to explain where she supposedly got her ideas from.
The middle
No
part
way.
of the script comes from a comment she made and then deleted.
The irony is,
And this is so funny because, as he's about to say, I assume, she back in the day called out someone for stealing her content. Maybe she just decided to give up. She was like, well, everyone already hates me. I'm just going to start stealing content. I don't know what her justification was mentally for that. You know, based on her previous responses, she seems to be somewhat unstable. Maybe she's not all there, but geez, bro. What an unfortunate turn of events. You know, just got to spend 20 minutes defending her. Now I'm going to have to spend probably 20 minutes shitting all over her.
is that Jayus had previously tweeted, TikTok creators should be called out when they copy other TikTok creators' videos word for word, which had come after another TikToker, the Jonathan Moss, had copied one of Jayus's videos back in 2020.
People born in March are way more likely to have asthma, and I can actually speak to this one because my little sister, the only one born in March, has asthma.
People born in March are actually more likely.
These TikTok people who are easily sensitive are the type to unironically listen to what Hassan Piker says. Hassan Piker has done clear, demonstrable harm to the content ecosystem and people's opinions. Hassan Piker has been a clear negative influence on the world in my estimation. The thing is, for these TikTok people, I don't even think that they watch Hassan Piker. They would probably agree with him if they watched him, but they probably are just like, they're probably mostly 14-year-old like non-binary individuals who just see shit on TikTok and are like, oh my god, that's internalized racism, that's internalized misogyny. That's cultural appropriation.
To have asthma. And I can speak to that because my cousin, the only person born in March, has asthma.
Jayus therefore publicly called him out, writing, "This dude has copied my content more than once, and when I call him out on it, he threatens me," which accompanied the following video.
I just think it's really weird when other big creators think it's okay to copy my video word for word and act like you didn't.
Jonathan replied by stating, "Yeah, so I just read it off Google, and it's really just reading right out the book," essentially accusing Jayus of copying and pasting articles she found on Google. Jayus responded to this by stating, "He said that he found it on Google, which I mean he did, but only after watching my video.
Boom.
I'm now getting a huge amount of hate, people saying I'm lying, I copied Google too, I'm problematic, I should be cancelled, etc. I have a hard time dealing with the negativity," before clarifying her position on stealing videos. "I don't own facts, information is fair game, but blatantly copying content is not." However,
That is the thing, like, he copied her delivery word for word. It wasn't just that he read it off of Google. He copied everything she said in the exact same manner. So clearly she was in the right in that situation.
However, at this point in time, OnlyJayus was already blatantly copying others. OnlyJayus has been accused of copying content since Vine.
Really?
This girl
So she
was
was a
called out
hypocrite
for
the whole
this
time.
years ago. I only know her because she pops up every couple of years in copy drama. She's been doing this for years. Take for example her first YouTube video, God Isn't Real But Why He Exists. Well, let's just play her audio while also showing a popular Reddit post written by someone else on the atheism subreddit.
I have absolute proof that God does not exist. This proof is absolute, but immaterial. You can't see it or measure it, but it exists. It's beyond comprehension, and thus we should not even question it.
This is so weird to me because there's so many videos people have already done where they just read Reddit and it's fine. Like, nobody even cares. One of the biggest genres of content back a few years ago was people just reading Reddit comments and laughing at them. And nobody thought it was content theft or was stealing or something, right? Because you can just see the post on screen. So why wouldn't she just show it? Why hide it? Why want to take the credit for some dumb Reddit post from r/atheism?
It's everywhere at all times. You just need to have faith that it's there and that it's truth. My proof is as real as any god.
Jayus's script had been completely plagiarized. Strangely enough, she offered sources in the description, yet didn't include the post she'd copied, possibly to divert viewers' attention from her blatant thievery. In Is Time Travel Real, Jayus applied a...
She wants to take the credit. I mean, she probably does, but it's such a dumb thing to want to take credit for. Like, it's a silly YouTube video. Like, why is that your magnum opus, you know? Why even feel the need to plagiarize? So much content already comes from other sources. Why not just source what you used? There's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of content online that is sourced from other people's material that then like transforms it into something interesting, right? Like, I was watching this video the other day from this channel called Fern, and Fern is a really good video essay channel that has really impressive visuals and storytelling. But a lot of the information that Fern got from one video was from a few articles. I think it was a Wired article. They just said, a lot of the information here is from the Wired article. You can check it out. It's linked in the description. And like, they clearly said it there. They were like, you know, they were just trying to make some kind of informative video that uses the source, but they're still linking and sourcing it so that people who like want to read it in that kind of format can see it, right? I think there is like a lot of valid content that comes from just switching formats from a certain thing, right? Like, I think it's totally fine to do content where you accumulate stuff from around the internet, put it all together into like one succinct video and like, you know, communicate that. There is an art in taking content from a different kind of media and adapting it for a new medium like video that makes it much more watchable. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you just don't cite your sources. Fern's McDonald's video is based. Fern is a pretty good content creator from what I've seen.
Similar strategy. She made an interesting video using many calculations, and even Love reacted a comment reading, "I can only imagine how much effort this took." She'd supposedly gotten the info.
Dude, it's so weird. She just wanted the credit for some like Reddit argument.
Information from these four sources, yet she failed to reference this article here, from which most of the video was plagiarized.
But we can also control the rate at which we move through time. This is a consequence of relativity and that not all clocks are the same. Let's say somehow you were able to build a big enough rocket to provide a constant acceleration of 9.8 meters per second, and you could somehow reach the center of the Milky Way galaxy, a healthy 20,000 light years away, in just a couple of...
She wants clout. I feel like you can still get clout though. Like, you can still get clout if you make a video that's transformative, but it's clearly transformative and you're citing your sources. You'll still get clout and money from that, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It's such an easy fix to just cite your sources. So it's so hard for me to understand why you would do something like this. It's so perplexing. Like, once again, I just have to question people's better judgment in the situation. Why are they so...
decades of your personal time? You could stop for a few hours there, have a picnic, take some pictures, and hop back on your rocket and come back to Earth?
At least OnlyJayus had changed a couple words. However, for another video, a look at Netflix, the same couldn't be said. She began by plagiarizing Comparitech.
As of 2020, Netflix users watched an average of 3.2 hours of video per day through the service. That's 6 billion collective hours per month.
Before moving on to Forbes.
Netflix is facing some seriously steep competition with new powerhouses such as Disney Plus and the soon-to-be launched Apple TV.
Concluding with a segment stolen word for word from LinkedIn post.
In 2013, Netflix required massive amounts of fast storage and fast networking for streaming. At the time, it had 100 to 150 terabytes per second.
Like, there's nothing wrong with using these like sources that are collecting data. There's nothing wrong with that, but she just won't credit it for some reason. She just, and not only that, it's not just the sources. She's copying the wording verbatim from these other articles. Why? Like, why? Why do you need to do that?
Server, which has grown massively since then. Netflix CEO Reese Hastings stated in 2015 that users have streamed 42.5 billion hours of video through the service.
Very good editing, and your script is also very good. It's just a shame that JS didn't write it. Some of her TikToks were also pretty suspicious.
Everybody's tired all the time, right? No matter how much sleep we get or caffeine we consume, but also we have a lot of trouble even just falling.
Like, imagine in this video if she just said, I saw this tweet from Kenyon Lang that was really interesting, and reads it off. It would have been fine. Who cares? She got 70K on this vid. I mean, 70,000 views can still be a decent amount of money. Like, no matter how small it is, you're still profiting off of someone else's work in like an uncredited manner, right? Like, I don't think that's a good justification for it. Like, you can use that to justify anything. Like, oh, well, it only got 500,000 views. Who cares? How many people read the article? It's like, well, no, that's really dumb.
Falling asleep.
Someone still did the work. They should get some credit for it, you know, at the very least by name. So people who want to see the work can, you know, click on it and check it out in the format that it was originally intended.
And we're constantly hungry, but also kind of always nauseous. We're spending every waking moment either working or cleaning, but feeling like nothing ever actually gets accomplished.
In a different video, she simply took this meme and changed the character's name to match her own.
Who are you guys? I'm Productive Jayus. And I'm Workout Jayus. Yeah, I was kind of just hoping to be relaxed Jayus today. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We'll just be here, silently judging you.
But you could still argue there was some creativity. The sources were coming from other websites, and Jace was converting them into video format. This was different to stealing from other TikTokers, which if we go back to her tweet, OnlyJayus was strictly against. However, perhaps she hated other people doing it, as this was secretly her strategy.
If you're attracted to the golden retriever personality,
if you like the golden retriever type of people,
it was all projection. The entire time. It was projection the entire time. From the start, it was stolen. And she was calling other people out for it. That's nuts. So she's just like a perpetually insecure person who doesn't create her own content and just steals jokes from other people. And that's why she called that guy out in the first place.
It could mean that you like being in control and making decisions.
It could
I want her canceled because she's cringe based.
mean that you have some issues around giving up control.
However, it could also mean that you simply like good company and that you're normal.
Well, this could mean that you just like having good company around and you're normal.
In examples such as that one, Jace had stolen just a couple sentences, but there were other examples where she'd copied entire videos.
How to fake your own death.
How to fake your own death.
Immediately start paying off all your debt.
You're also going to want to pay off all of your
Dude, copied his whole flow. Word for word, bar for bar.
debt.
This ensures that no debt collectors will come looking after you.
It's going to ensure that no debt collectors come looking for you.
Next, start slowly auctioning off all your belongings.
You're also going to want to start slowly selling off all of your stuff.
The key word is slowly, because if you do this too quick, people will definitely be sus.
And the key word here is slowly, because if you do it too quickly, people kind of get sus about that sort of thing.
Randomly ghost all your family and friends for about 3 months.
Completely ghosting all of your family and friends for about 2 to 3 months.
And then regain connection.
Before reaching back out again.
Do this around 3 to 5 times and they'll think it's perfectly normal.
You have to do this 5, 6, 7 times. That way, by the time you actually do go and disappear, they're not immediately worried about it.
Next, I suggest learning some outdoor skills.
You're going to want to teach yourself some survival skills.
Such as hunting, fishing, survival, etc.
Hunting, camping, and farming.
Because what you're going to do next
Farming.
is migrate far away from any people.
Because you're going to have to go off the grid, somewhere remote.
Stay there for the
It's
rest
so
of your
blatant.
life.
For the rest of your life.
If you're over the age of 18, it's perfectly legal.
If you're someone like her and you're just so blatant with your stealing, it's so unadvisable to go after other people for the same thing. I'm starting to think maybe she was trolling the entire time and it was all just like a ploy. Like she didn't care at all. She was just trying to orchestrate this drama so she could get Sunny V2 to make a video about it. Because like every single step she's taken is so bad. It's so dumb. You know what I mean? Like it's like watching a train wreck. It's like, just stop. It's so easy to just stop, to just avoid this shit. Tom's so charitable. It's just hard to imagine somebody that is this stupid, that is this dumb.
Over 18, this is perfect.
I don't want to believe that somebody can be this dumb.
Legal to do.
Jayus was also popular for her endless stream of life hacks, and while they always felt intriguing and original, it turns out these were also simply plagiarized.
Did you know that if you replace this word en with simple,
Just delete this en dot and type in simple.
it'll simplify the entire article for you?
And Wikipedia will dumb it down for you.
Put the name of your textbook, file type, 2 dots, PDF.
Type in the name of the book your teacher's trying to get you to buy, followed by file type :PDF.
You might just be able to find your entire textbook.
And the whole textbook will just appear for free.
Despite the mounting evidence, no one called her out until Jayus stole a video by a TikToker named Yo Mikes.
Boom, the bomb exploded, you have to act immediately.
Boom, the bomb went off, you have to act fast.
First of all, don't look at the flash because it's going to blind you.
It's so blatant too. You have to know you're gonna get caught for this, man. Do people just don't want to create like original content at all, or give credit to anyone? Like they just have no desire for it. They just want to steal and think they can get away with it. Like I get it's TikTok, it's like somewhat meaningless, but like it is still a video that somebody got views for and like put some level of effort into and is kind of creative, you know? It's like joke stealing when you're a comedian. Like it's still bad.
Don't look at the flash, it'll blind you.
If you don't have a chance to get to a shelter, your safest bet is to lay down face down and cover your head.
You can't find shelter, your
The
best
same
bet is going to
visuals
be
too, the
lay
same
down on
graphics in the
ground,
background.
Face down, covering your head.
You have to understand there's still X-rays, gamma rays, beta rays.
There's going to be X-rays, but also gamma rays and thermal rays.
They're going to be actively burning you alive.
They're going to be actively burning you,
It's not going to feel good, but you have to survive.
which are not going to feel good.
Take the pain and run for shelter.
You have to get up, fight through the pain, and just find shelter.
Mike therefore posted proof OnlyJayus copies me, gaining 430,000 likes. She stole your flow word for word, bar for bar.
Yes,
My
she
whole
did.
Shtick. She trying to get any attention at this point. Word for word and pick for pick.
Is it all for attention? Is she just trying to orchestrate drama for attention? Like, I just refuse to believe that somebody is this stupid. It's so blatant. Like, you have to know you're going to get called out for this.
Others defended Jayus writing, or she googled the same topic.
You know what would be funny if she copied people and then like if they call her out, just be like, no, you copied me, and just never explain it. Be like, you're copying me clearly, and just fake the dates on the screenshot she uses. I think that'd be hilarious.
You searched, and the same pictures popped up, yet Mike clarified all of what I said was written in a script by me. Jayus simply ignored the call out until it disappeared. However, over just the previous week, her content theft is again going viral after she copied a video by Everyday Alex.
Remember when OnlyJayus got canceled for saying the N-word? Apparently that didn't teach them to be a better person, because look what they just did. When you get a new job, do just enough to not get fired.
You're going to put in the bare minimum, just enough not to get fired.
Don't take on any extra work.
Don't go above and beyond.
And then after about 6 months, or when a new position opens up,
In like 6 months or whenever a new position opens up,
start coming in early, take work home.
you're going to come into work early, you're going to ask to bring like work home late.
Your boss will ask you why the big change.
Every single word. She's pathological with it. She can't stop it. She just has no jokes or content of her own. She just has to rip everything from someone else.
Your boss to come up and be like, what's up with this like sudden change?
You'll tell him that
She just deserved at this point. Like, I was feeling bad for her in the first video. She just deserves everything that's coming to her. She can't stop herself.
you've discovered you can't have kids.
You're going to be like, oh, I just realized that I can't ever have children.
So you're going to try really hard from now on.
So I really just want to like throw myself into my work.
They will promote you without you even asking.
You guys are going to get the job without even asking for it.
After getting no response, Alex called her out again.
OnlyJayus is a notorious content thief. Her entire account has been built on stealing.
And after pressure began,
all the videos are useless information anyway. They are. So why does she feel a need to steal it? Like, when it's so easy to just like make like relatively original content on TikTok, why even steal it? Especially with how like mental she is. Like, this is what I'm saying. She has to be playing 5D chess. She has to know what's going on. There's no way she played the victim so hard before.
began to mount, Jayus offered her reply.
She denied it and said this, that we both got the idea from the same Reddit post.
The message.
That's exactly the same response that the other guy used that you called him out for. Tom Dark, X. Tom Fart, check. True.
Dread, this guy is claiming I stole his content, but we used the same Reddit page and read off of it. I'm just gonna ignore it because honestly it's kinda silly, yet Alex explained that his idea was never even from Reddit.
I am offering $10,000 to charity if she can send me the Reddit post.
It's that one Reddit post written by that one guy. With JS clearly lying, Alex applied more pressure.
I was so confident I didn't get it off Reddit that I offered $10,000 to anybody who could find it.
Uploading a compilation of JS stealing TikToks, leading JS to start a live stream, excited to prove him wrong by showing this long lost Reddit post.
This whole stream is gonna be getting this $10,000, drop charity names that you would like to see this guy donate $10,000 to, because that's what we're gonna do. I got this video from Reddit.
She claims she screenshotted the post many years beforehand and would therefore have to find it.
I actually haven't even sat down and found the screenshot yet. There's gotta be well over like 30,000 screenshots in my phone right now. I should have done this before starting the stream.
Yet it seems she did find it before her.
Are you not upset she plagiarized that word from you, stole your whole flow? You know, I would be, but I just feel like the fact that she's spreading so much love to the community, I feel like for that reason, I'll let her do it, you know? Should she have credited me? Yeah, obviously. But given the fact she was like just spreading, you know, that kind of love and positivity in the first place, I'm honestly forgiving.
Stream, as embarrassingly, the screenshot was saved right there in her bookmarks.
Ugh!
Despite this,
She's so dumb.
Eventually got it on her phone.
I found the screenshot.
She deserves it. She deserves all the hate. I take back any defense I made of her. She deserves it all.
It's this one right here of a Reddit post, of a Reddit comment, and I took the screenshot March 20th, 2020 at 7:24 p.m. This is the screenshot I took of Reddit.
Seemingly proving all the haters wrong.
I'm absolutely so tired of people claiming that I'm stealing their content, like from TikTok, and I'm just not.
Until everyday Alex proved that the Reddit post and screenshot was made by JS herself.
No!
We did some digging and we found she doctored a screenshot.
He'd firstly show that JS had modified the screenshot's date.
Okay, so she is a pathological liar. She literally is, right? She is a pathological liar. She's just like the cancer girl. She is just like the cancer girl. She's addicted to lying. She likes getting away with it. She has like contempt for the people that she fools. Oh my God. She's so much worse than I thought. I thought I was going to spend a lot of this video like defending her. And at first I could, but she's clearly just a complete hypocrite and a liar. She's a piece of shit. She proved time travel is real. Yeah, true.
And I took the screenshot March 20th, 2020.
The date thing is meaningless. Here's a fake post we made, and this is how easy it was for us to change the date.
Proven by showing that the screenshot could have only been taken on the most recent iPhone.
JS claims her screenshot was taken in 2020, but the screenshot she showed had.
Be honest, Tom, would you? I don't know. It seems like a dark thing. Maybe if I didn't know what was going on, but you know, once you know the details further, it's just like it's a bad situation to be in. It's a real bad situation to be in. It would ruin your life. Tom thought he'd like her. I did, dude. I was gonna give her a pass, but unfortunately, she had El Riz.
A display of 1290 by 2796. The only iPhone that has that display is the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which was released late 2023. As shown here, she had an iPhone 12 in 2020.
But in case this didn't already prove it, Alex then showed exactly how the post was faked.
We use software that searches Reddit for recent deleted posts and found that someone named JSYT posted the full script on a subreddit called r/badfaketexts. Obviously, she did this so she would have a real looking chunk of text she could use in her main doctored screenshot.
After Alex aired his video, JS conveniently deleted her live stream.
Oh!
However, her behavior hasn't changed, as she just posted the following ripoff.
If you're attracted to your friend's partner.
Okay, so she doesn't care anymore. She's just lying. She just knows she's lying. She doesn't care. She like thinks it's funny or something. Her morality, her moral compass, her ethical compass is gone. And when it comes to TikTok content being stolen, she doesn't care.
If you're attracted to your friends' partners.
And when asked where did you find this out, she once again lied. This series is from some conversations my psych professor liked to have with us about attraction. I highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it as well. Damn, so what is she doing on TikTok right now? Is it the same cancer?
My brother handed me a drink and he wants me to drink it. But before I do, I just want to like show you guys what this is so the reaction makes sense.
I get ice.
Ice.
It's just the average TikTok cancer.
Life hacks that once you start using, you're going to be like, why haven't
This guy says they can never make me hate you. She's got a real fan base, dude. She's got some lovers.
I've done this the whole time. You can put a keyboard shortcut on your phone or computer to every time you put.
Bruh. Wonder if she stole that from. Brother. Alright, I think this girl is cooked, dude. I went into this, you know, being more sympathetic. I defended her for the entire first video, but once you just see that she was a hypocrite the whole time, I don't feel bad for her at all. She is a disingenuous little rat. Damn.